My name is Maria Paredes, and I will be talking about childhood obesity. So, it has been a problem not only for many Americans, but for me specifically. As I was growing up, I was not fat or skinny, but I was not as chunky as my cousins. And many of my aunts told my mother that that was not healthy, that I needed to eat more and be as chunky as my cousins in order to be healthy. So after a while, I began to gain weight, and on one of my doctor visits, my doctor told my mom that I was gaining weight too fast and that it was not healthy. That is when my doctor, a pediatrician, um, told my mom that um, being fat did not have anything to do with being healthy or not. That there was a proper weight for every child, and eating more um, would not help me at all. That I was perfect the way I was. But this story does not happen in every American. Instead, many kids start off like I did, where their mothers think that it is better to be chunky, and they continue eating that way, and those eating habits do not change, and their lifestyle is with a lot of lack of exercise. So what this happens is that that chunkiness turns to being overweight until later on obesity strikes, which is a big problem. So that brings me to my research question. Um, my actual research question was, how can families and schools with low income Hispanic 9 to 12-year-olds help the children with dieting and exercise? More specific, child's weight, but I use those two risk factors. So some background information. I chose from three different articles that I was looking at when I was um, learning more about childhood obesity. The first one, um, it reads, overweight problems among children and adolescents have increased since 1980. The next one reads, in 2007 and 2008, Hispanic boys aged 2 to 19 years were significantly more likely to be obese than non-Hispanic white boys. And the third one reads, among families living below the federal poverty level, 44.8% of children are overweight or obese. So, what this information um, gave me was basically my population. In the first one, it talks about how um, becoming overweight has increased more among children and adolescents, which helped me decide my population from 9 to 12-year-olds. And in my second one, Hispanic boys um, becoming more obese than non-Hispanic uh, white boys um, helped me realize that the Hispanic population was one to trigger. And in my third one, talking about the poverty level, also made me realize that low income was the way to go when talking about population and overweight over, and children overweight. So for my methods, I did a pilot test, a cross-sectional online survey. It was given to 28 elementary school children between the ages of 9 and 13 living in the Chicago area. And I focused on dieting and exercise for overall health improvement. Um, I also examined the involvement of family and school among the children, again with dealing with dieting and exercise. So in my results, only 10% of the survey takers were considered overweight or obese. And this is one of their replies on unhealthy lunches. The first chart um, shows the unhealthy or healthy lunches in school, and the second chart in the bottom right hand corner shows the healthy or unhealthy lunches at home. So as you can see, uh, school lunches seem to be more healthy than the lunches at home, but it is fairly even. It's almost 50%, um, half and half on each chart, which is not that great. So in a journal article, um, Musk was the author. He stated that childhood obesity is associated with many other health problems, such as sleep apnea, insulin resistance, and hypertension, which emphasizes on how important childhood obesity is and how big of a problem it is, because um, after all, it is not only about childhood obesity, it's about health overall. So, in conclusion, the involvement of schools and parents does impact the child's health. The more involved schools and their parents are, the more students fall under the normal BMI range. Um, for my solution, I said that informing the parents about childhood obesity would be a good intervention. The way this would look would be um, during a report card pickup or any other school event, uh, for the teachers or even the same students to host some type of information session or pamphlets or flyers or whatever the case may be, to give that information to parents and let them read how important obesity is, or make them understand how important this issue can be. That concludes my presentation. Do you guys have any questions?